You can see it, but this card, obviously, it's face down. What is the name of your card? Boom, the two of spades. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you, Gavin. Please, Joe, shuffle the cards one more time, so that I have no idea the order of those cards. Actually, last night, I kind of dreamt of one card. Would you like to show me the card one by one, like this? Yeah, keep on going, yeah. Let's stop for a moment. Please place this card face down on the table. Yeah, that was my card. Okay. Now, hold the deck in your hand like this, face down, and start dealing the cards one at a time on the table. And start dealing it. And when you feel, any time you want, you stop that dealing. Wonderful. Give me the remaining of the deck. Now you're going to deal again the cards in two piles, left and right, making what in our terminology we call it the value and the suit pile. So left and right. Fantastic. You follow instructions very well.
Thank you.
Are you married?
Yes.
Never mind. So, how long have you been married?
8 years.
8 years. Wonderful. 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And you only get 15 for murder. But that's another story. Watch. The value pile and the suit pile. The value. Queen of clubs. Am I correct?
Correct.
Value and suit. Queen of clubs. Please turn that card over. That was my dream card. Untouched by Daryl, Magician's Magician. It's a great trick. It's a wonderful, wonderful trick. And basically the spectator does everything. You don't even touch the deck. Once the spectator shuffles the deck, he shows you the card one by one like this. And you say, as in the presentation, I'm going to remove one card, I dreamt of one card, or whatever you want to do. Basically, you look at the top two cards. In this case are the 10 of spades and the 3 of hearts. And you remove the 10 of hearts. So the first card is the value and the second card is the suit, 10 of hearts. So the spectator keeps on showing you all the cards, and when he reaches the 10 of hearts you say, stop, please place that card on the table. That's it. Now he starts dealing cards on the table. Say, please deal cards on the table. And after a while, you ask him to stop. Anytime, it doesn't really matter. And please, you deal the packet in two piles. One pile will be the value, and the other pile will determine the suit of the card. Look where the last card goes, the value, in this case here, and you say, okay, we have the value pile, and this is the suit pile. The spectator turns over the two cards, is the 10 of hearts, and your prediction is the 10 of hearts. Very simple, but very, very effective. Do you play poker? Both of you? A little bit. But don't worry, it's not a big deal. I mean, not asked to play for money and so on. Actually, first we're going to do something different about that. I remove 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 cards, okay? Like this. You are going to separate these 8 cards in 2 packets, but completely at random, actually not completely at random, but under your directions. And I will tell you in advance what we're going to do. First, we're going to place 2 cards on the left, and then 2 cards on the right, and then back on the left and back on the right. It sounds confusing, but don't worry. But it's entirely under your direction. I can place the first card on the table, and the next below the packet, or I can place the first card below the packet, and the next on the table. Okay, let's start with you, Joe. Just say table or underneath, or table or below, underneath. So the first goes underneath and the next on the table. Roberta, one more card has to be placed on the table. The first one on the table or underneath?
The underneath.
Underneath, so on the table. The next one, next two on my right. So table or underneath?
Table.
Table, and the next one underneath. One more card here.
Table.
Table and underneath. One card here now, Joe.
Okay, underneath.
Underneath, and one card here. Roberta, one card here. And remember, I always say before your selection where the card goes. Table.
Table.
You said table and underneath. We are left with two cards, one red and one black. And watch, you separate the red from the black cards. Thank you, thank you. Please cut the packet anywhere you like. Great. We mark that cut with this. If you look carefully at the two, let's say, four card hand, there is only one card missing to make a royal flush. Am I correct? Are the kings. Which one do you prefer, Roberto? Do you want to keep for you the hearts or the spades?
I'll take the hearts.
You had romantic. That's the. You keep the heart. The heart stays there. You cut the deck completely at random. Please remove that and show it to everyone. What is that? Wow. Oh yes, it's the king of hearts. Surprise poker. I based this routine on a principle I created by Bill Simon. You remove 8 cards, and I do this openly, of course, in this case, but during the performance I don't do this openly. I remove 8 cards, the 4 cards of spades, except to make a royal flush, except the king, ace, queen, jack and 10, and the same with hearts, ace, queen, jack and 10. And at the same time, while I remove them, I place the king of hearts on the bottom and the king of spades on the top, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. So the two kings of course I do this secretly, but openly I remove the cards openly. Now the 2 cards on top, the 2 colors, it doesn't matter which one is on top, the red or the black, it doesn't really matter. Now look what happened. I leave them face up so you see what happens. I tell the spectator the 2 cards, the first 2 cards goes to the left, the next 2 to the right, and then 1 to the left and 1 to the right. And you have a choice. You can place the top card on the table and the next to the bottom, or the first card to the bottom and the next on the table. It doesn't really matter, entirely up to them. And you'll see what happens, and you separate the colors, by the way, under the direction of the spectator. Let's say table, and you place the next one underneath. And let's say underneath, and on the next one on the table. And then you say the next 2 are on my right. It doesn't matter, table underneath or table underneath, you see. Now, 1 on the left, table underneath, 1 on the right, underneath on table, and you are left with 2 cards. The top card, it's the color on the left, and I simply place like this, and I place the other card on the right. And remember, these are all face down. So face down would work like this. On the table, beneath, on the table, the other 2 here, let's say below, on the table, below, on the table, here, on the table, below, on the table below, and the top card, flip it face up on the left, flip it face up on the right, and you show the spectator have separated the color. Now you ask the spectator to cut the deck, I leave this in the middle, in half, and you perform a force, which is called the crisscross force. The spectator cuts the deck. Remember, this is the king of spades, and underneath you have the king of hearts, and you take the bottom half and you place it crosswise on top of the other. So on the bottom you have the king of hearts, and on the top you have the king of spades. Now you tell the spectator, you ask the spectator, which one do you prefer for you? It's not a force, so emphasize that. You may want to keep these, you may want to eliminate that, or vice versa, and it doesn't really matter what it takes. Let's say heart, you simply do this, you cut anywhere in the middle of the deck and you found the king. And if he says spades, And if he picks spades, oh, wonderful. You remove this, you say you cut in the middle of the deck, and you have found the king of spades to make a royal flush. Roberta, would you like to shuffle the deck this time? You shuffle the deck. Okay. I place one card reversed in the middle of the deck from the very beginning, and then we'll see what happened. This one. Yes, this. I like this card. The three of spades. Remember, this card was face up from the very beginning in the middle of the deck, the three of spades. Let's cut the deck just a little bit. Please, Joe, say stop. Anytime you want, you say stop.
Stop.
Here. Do you want me to go one card further down, or it's okay like
It's
this?
okay like that.
Well, I cut exactly where you said stop. Please take that card and show it to everyone. Show it to the camera. And place the card face down on top of the table cards like this. Oh, wonderful. Now we can shuffle the cards completely at random.